Previous owner called, they want their hair back. Ooh. Welcome back, guys. You join me from the very comfortable, very blue and very 1980s interior on my new project car. It is a 1985 Audi Coupe GT. Before we take a look around the vehicle, quick facts. 2-owner car, 70,000 miles, and the previous owner had it for 18 years since 2004. And in that time, he only took it to Audi. So it's got a big pile of receipts, and it's been very, very well looked after, which is great. However, the last couple of years, it's been outside, unloved, but covered up. So time's taken its toll, and it needs a little bit of love and a little bit of saving. But I'm prepared to do the work, because I think it's an extremely cool car. And one more thing before I go. Underneath the bonnet, the iconic 5-cylinder engine, which sounds epic. Let's go and take a look around it. I hope the audio comes out all right, because it is very windy today. Let's start outside. It is a very honest and straight car, which is nice to see. Now, I've not washed this. This is in its natural condition when it came to me. Like I say, it's been outside for a couple of years. But at the front, we've got the original alloy wheels with the center caps, which is a nice touch. We've got good shut lines, and down the line of the vehicle, it's nice and straight. And most importantly, it's not very rusty at all. Door shuts, very, very good. Oh, it's so blue in there. Look at that triple gauge pod. Enough of the interior. We'll do that in a minute. Very reassuring shut. Very nice. Power lock. Don't know what that is. Moving around, another original wheel and a little tiny bit of scabbing on the arch, which we can deal with, that's fine. But the rest of the arch is very, very solid. And inside of here, we've got the tiniest little bit of surface corrosion. That's the rear suspension, so that's not a problem. And this all looks very good. Beautiful, I believe they're stainless steel trims on top of the bumpers, which are very nice. These very cool little vent things. And also, you notice the very high roof line as well, which means there's plenty of room in the back for people as well. Coming around the back, some very old school Audi badging. Tinted lights from factory, and I don't know if you can see it, Coupe, which again is a lovely little touch. Stainless steel, brushed stainless steel mouldings all the way around the back of the bumper, and a black rubbery spongy spoiler. GT badge, and unfortunately we've got a cracked light and a bit of damage on the trim. Many years ago, someone reversed into the guy in the car park. So that needs playing around with. Around the side, again, got a little bit of, I don't know what that is. It's almost like for stone chips or something. There's no rust there. Let's say there's a tiny little bit of scabbing there, but the arches are really, really good. And I've had a look underneath the car, and it all looks very, very solid and very, very worth saving. Again, door shuts seem very, very good. And this is how you open the boot. How cool is that? There's a lot of cool stuff in there as well, but we'll go through that in a minute. Moving back round, another original alloy wheel with center cap. And apparently they're notorious for rusting in here. And correct me if I'm wrong, are they notorious? I don't know. But this one's really solid. Really, really good. Again, moving back round the front. The only bad thing about the front of it is these chrome headlights have started to corrode on both sides. But the fact that they've corroded tells me they're metallic. The fact that they're metallic means I can get them re-chromed. Fingers crossed. So that's something we're going to work on moving forward. Sinclair Garages Swansea, VW Audi. And then round the back, exactly the same. which is very promising. Mike Brewer would be very happy with matching number plates. Wash wipe, not in the centre where you'd expect it to be, but offset. Unusual. Let's have a look inside. It is very, very, if you could smell inside of here, guys, oh, it does smell very nice. It's a lovely mixture of old school interior and petrol. Turning the lights on, very unusual. Little rocker switches for our fog lights and for our flashers, which work, and our heated rear screen. Audi steering wheel with power steering. Very simple gauge pod with a clock that works, and a fuel gauge that works, a temperature gauge that works, and an odometer that reads 70,444 miles, which is very rare for these. They do appear to have a few miles on them, which is understandable with the age of them. They're, what, 37, 38 years old now? 3 speeds for your fan. We've got cold and we've got hot, and that is all there is. Lovely and simple. Triple gauge pod underneath. Now, I think this has been added on aftermarket. Please let me know. And the reason I think that is because you've got temperature there, but you've got temperature there. Now, Audi being Audi, would they really have put 2 temperature gauges in the car? I don't know. But this works, and this works. We have electric windows, which in a minute I will show you works. 5-speed box, feels nice. And then if we jump in the back, and before we get in the back, a 10-cent euro coin. And that is because the previous owner had a house in France, and he took the car to France in his 18 years about 6 or 7 times, which is quite cool. In the back, it's pretty comfortable. I thought this was going to be like a armrest or something, but it's not. A couple of old school speakers and quite a bit of storage in here. And yes, I know I'm only 5'7", but there is quite a bit of headroom. Oh. Look at that interior. With a good old clean up, once we got rid of the cobwebs, this thing is going to come up absolutely wonderfully. Carpets are beautiful, they're not worn out, there's no overmats. There's evidence that it did have overmats at some point, but they're in lovely nick. Let's go and have a look underneath the bonnet. Ta-da! Oh. The iconic KV engine, which you'll notice is set really, really far forward and very much over the front of the front axle. And that's because we've got a gearbox down there with output shafts, because this is the front wheel drive model, not the Quattro, which is a shame, but if it was the Quattro, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it. It's all very, very basic. I believe it's single overhead cam, 10 valve, like I say, 5 cylinders, which sounds amazing. We've got the Bosch injection system, and obviously under here it needs a bloody good clean, it really does. But it's a detailer's dream. I mean, vapor blasting, stripping and painting, a little power steering pump there, radiator over here, because obviously the engine was so far forward. If you'd have put the radiator here, the car would have been about 6 meters long. It's had a new battery because I needed that to get it running. And old school Dizzy, it's just, I love how much space there is. If you crawl underneath, how easy is that oil filter? How easy is that starter motor? The access is just, it's an absolute dream. And even the tyres are good as well. And they're good brands, which is a sign that a car has been looked after. But I suppose we should now turn the key and get it fired up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. go and have a look outside. Doesn't even smoke. It was a bit tappety the other day. I believe it's got hydraulic lifters from what I've been told, and it just cleared after a few minutes, and I started it up today. That's the first time I started all day, and it just, even the heater works. It's just a lovely thing, it really is. I'm really excited about this one. Let's have a little listen to it from outside. So there we have it. And I think it's got massive potential. It really does. That 5-cylinder, when we're out on the road and it's singing, should be an absolute dream. I had a cam belt 3,000 miles ago. The oil's golden. It's been extremely well looked after. And I've had a look underneath. And there's a few little bits of surface rust and scabbing just on seams where the seam sealer's just cracked and lifted and moisture's got underneath. So fingers crossed. The first thing I'm going to do is roll it into one of these empty garage shells with no roof. Jack it up nice and high. Get underneath it. Clean all the bits of surface rust off. Pray for no welding, get it all treated, have a look at the mechanicals, and then play around with re-chroming those headlights. And then eventually, time permitting, get that elusive MOT, and it'd be nice to run this for the spring and summer, I think. I think it's such a cool thing. I'm really looking forward to getting her back on the road and saving her, and hopefully you guys enjoy coming along for the ride. Stay tuned. Right, quick bit of bonus footage. I said we were going to go for a drive, so we will. Don't need me seatbelt, I'm in the garden. This thing is a lovely little drive. The steering's lovely and light. The brakes don't seem spongy, the clutch seems nice and easy. It's nice and easy into reverse. Vision's pretty good. Try not to reverse into one of the garages. Half the battle. Starts, runs and drives. Pray for no welding. See you soon.